Hey guys, welcome back to Soulback Sports, and I'm so back with another video. And today I really wanted to look at this mock draft that Chicago Sports has kind of offered us, and I just wanted to kind of go over it. I'm probably going to do a lot of reviews of mock drafts and even probably do my own mock drafts. So if you are interested in any of that, please leave a comment down below if you want me to continue this series because, draft day is about to be like what 70ish days away, so we have time to kind of like simmer and talk about this subject. Um, but before we get into this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel a lot and really helps me out put more content like this. So please don't forget to subscribe, and let's get into the video. So according to this, we're gonna go over all 32, so just only the first round. I'm not going to go any further than that because I feel like, the first round is the most important, obviously. So, and this has all 32 teams. So let's just go through all of them. So to start off, this is gonna shake a lot of feathers for the Caleb Williams fans, I guess. But I found this pretty interesting because this all comes from the news that of Cliff Kingsbury going to the Commanders, and this is all speculation that the Commanders are still gonna make a push for Caleb, and it could be a possibility. I'm not saying that it's like I would say like it's like a solid 10% chance it could happen, but like if it were to happen, this is how it would play out in the sense for both Chicago and Washington. So Washington takes Caleb Williams #1, and that means that Chicago gives them the #1 overall pick. The Chicago Bears take Marvin Harrison Jr., which honestly is what I really wanted to do. I feel like Marvin is such a great talent, and passing up on him and leaving him out of the draft would be kind of like, dang, we missed out on another generational talent. And Caleb could be really good too, but like I feel like Marvin is really really good. And I should be like technically the best player in the draft, but it's a wide receiver, so it's not very common. But then what happens is New England takes Drake May, even though I feel like at Atlanta, I feel like May, if you haven't seen my Jaden Daniels video, I'll link it up above. I think that Jaden Daniels should be the top two quarterbacks or like taken. I think he should be taken over Drake May, just based on mechanics, based on like athleticism and such. Like Drake has a really good IQ. I just feel like Jaden has the IQ and the athleticism. But in this draft, it says that Drake May goes to North Carolina. This could definitely change in the coming days, and then Jaden goes to at the Atlanta Falcons, which is traded via Arizona. So the Arizona Cardinals trade down in this case, and Atlanta trades up. I feel like Atlanta is really pushing for a QB, and say they aren't able to get Justin Fields. They have to make a push in the draft this year. So I think this is also a pretty good idea, and they have a lot of skill position players, and I feel like Jaden Daniels could really work with that, and Raheem Morris is their head coach, so it all works out. Uh, Los Angeles Chargers take Brock Bowers. I feel like that helps because obviously yes, yeah. So like you could his ability to block as well will add to like the offensive line and beef up that offensive line too. So I guess it makes sense. I would personally go Joe Alt like for an offensive tackle, but he falls to the New York Giants. Another Olu Fashanu falls to the Tennessee Titans. So pretty much three offensive linemen, if you count the tight end, like are taken. You know, 5 through 8, but I feel like also 5 through 7. And I feel like Brock Bowers also is really, really underrated in this draft, and I think that he is like going to be really good as like a catching tight end. You saw Sam Laporta on the Detroit Lions, and now you have Jim Harbaugh on the Los Angeles Chargers. You added to Brock Bowers to your team, you're going to be really good offensively. And so let's move on to the next one. So Arizona's moved to 8, and they take Rome Odunze because they traded with Arizona, and what's it called, and it's sorry. I mean, it makes sense because it's the wide receiver. Arizona Cardinals are looking for a wide receiver, and they're taking probably the second best one in the draft, and pretty much this is a really good idea too because think about it, like Arizona's in need of weapons and they really don't need a quarterback, so they're willing to trade down, I feel, because Kyler Murray's come back from injury. He looked pretty decent. Just the team around him is not that good, so building that team again, developing it will be very like useful going forward. Denver Broncos actually make a trade with Chicago and then take Bo Nix. That's an interesting choice. But I mean, this could happen because Penix Jr. apparently hasn't been like performing as well in his like in the Senior Bowl and such like that. Kind of makes sense. Could make a push, and Denver is trying to make a push after Russell Wilson. Like all the stuff that's happened, it makes sense. And Bo Nix is a very vet college quarterback. So it kind of makes sense that they're pushing for someone that has that experience, and it could work with Sean Payton too. It's like, yeah, like Drew Brees in Knicks. I'm probably gonna do a lot of like a deep dive on Bo Nix that coming soon, so please stay on the lookout for that. Fuaga, on the New York Jets, offensive tackle is definitely an issue, so that's a really good pick. Minnesota, Dallas Turner. I wish we took Dallas Turner because that would be really good. But we instead got an edge rush and Latu, and he's been really good. It just the only thing is his injury. It could be like a little bit of an issue, but overall I think this is a solid pick. Still, like Latu has been seen as a really good candidate as an edge rusher, and paired with Montez Sweat would be really good. Quinyon Mitchell from Toledo as a cornerback for Las Vegas Raiders. Pretty good, pretty good. Newton from Illinois, my alma mater, going to New Orleans Saints. Yes, I think that would be really good. They need to beef up that defense, and that's one way to do it for sure. Indianapolis Colts, add another edge rush. I like this. I like this a lot. He's been his 29.5 tackles. Wow. I mean, this is really good for him, and I think they're going to I think this is a solid pick for the Colts. Seattle take a tackle, makes sense. Jacksonville takes a DB. I'm not okay. Now it starts to get a little bit wonky. I don't know a lot of these players, but I mean, it kind of adds to their defense because Jaguars' defense has been kind of all right, not crazy. They kind of threw the last couple of games in the season, so I think their defense kind of needs improvement. Cincinnati Bengals, Malik Neighbors. Yeah, I like Neighbors a lot. Neighbors, I feel like is also another like experienced, and like he went to LSU too. So like you're kind of like, I feel like LSU makes a lot of good wide receivers. So yeah, I like this. I like this a lot for Cincinnati. You pair them up with Jamar Chase. You have the triple combo with Joe Burrow, Malik Neighbors, and Jamar Chase, and like the LSU trifecta. That would be amazing too. Los Angeles Rams, cornerback makes sense. Cornerback, defense. Pittsburgh, I don't know what they're really gonna do because I mean this is kind of like, okay, they're taking a cornerback, makes sense. I mean they really they need a lot of help on offense too. So I don't know if that's like the main problem, but I guess if you're that low and you already made the playoffs, it kind of makes sense. O-line, yes, for sure. Miami, you need to improve your O-line. You probably will lose a lot of people in the offseason, so adding another young O-lineman is going to help. Cardinals trade down again? Wait, or trade up. Oh no, trade up. Via Philly. Oh no, that's the pick that they got from Philly. Okay. They Chop Robinson from Penn State, really good. Dang, he fell that low. Wow, okay. Houston Texans take Byron Murphy a second from Texas. Okay, makes sense. D-line improvement. Cornerback, I don't know. I feel like they need skill position players. Maybe a running back could work, but I feel like they'll probably take the second round. But I guess cornerback makes sense. Oh my god, if the Packers get a replacement for Bakhtiari, that would be insane. But yeah, that's a solid move for him because Jackson Powers Johnson is really good. Like he's been seen in a lot of places that he's been kind of dominant. I like that. I like that. In the Senior Bowl, yeah. If you saw what he did on the Senior Bowl, it's crazy. So yeah, that'll be an insane pick. Philly and Tampa take wide. I mean, Tampa took a wide receiver, cornerback, Rakestraw. Um, okay, I mean makes sense. Cornerback. Bills take an edge rusher. Yeah, because you mean Von Miller is probably on an expiring contract, so it kind of makes sense. Um, yeah. Baltimore. Okay, so Detroit takes a cornerback. Yeah, I think you might need a replacement for Vildor and like all that. You need some replacements that to beef up that secondary for sure. Ravens take a wide receiver. I think that's a good idea. Just get more weapons for Lamar. Offensive tackle for Kansas City Chiefs, sure. And then finally, the San Francisco 49ers take a safety. Yeah, I think overall this is like one of the like solid drafts I've seen in a while. It was a pretty solid draft if the first three picks were to play out that way. Um, so yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. What do you think about this? Should Ryan Poles like take initiative and make this happen? Should we still take Caleb Williams and trade away picks and or do something with the later pick? Let me know down in the comments below. I would like to hear what you guys have to say because there's so many options we can do, and I'm probably going to be going over a lot of them. So yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.